Here is a management question from the hardest grader who ever lived. You run a diner. A customer orders a 3-minute egg, buttered toast, and hot coffee, and all three must land on the table at the same moment. Which step controls everything else? The egg, the longest, least flexible step. So you build the entire kitchen backwards from the egg. That puzzle opens the most influential management book Silicon Valley has ever produced, and the man who wrote it was not a consultant or a professor. He was a Hungarian refugee who fled the Soviets in 1956, arrived in America with almost nothing, and ended up running Intel. Andrew Grove ran the breakfast factory. The breakfast factory ran the computer age. High Output Management came out in 1983, and it still reads like a leaked instruction manual. Ben Horowitz, in his foreword to the reissue, treats it as the Bible of company building, and the reason is its first move. Grove defines the job. A manager's output, he says, is not what the manager does. It is the output of their organization, plus the output of the organizations they influence. Write no code, close no deals, and if your team ships more because of you, you produced that. Everything else in the book falls out of that one equation. Because once output belongs to the team, the only question that matters is leverage. Which of your actions multiply? Training is Grove's favorite example. Teach 12 people one better technique in a 1-hour class, and you have improved thousands of hours of future work. A crisp decision made early, information delivered before it is needed, high leverage. And it cuts the other way. A manager who is visibly demoralized or who waffles has negative leverage. They subtract output from everyone downstream. Grove even audits meetings this way. He refuses to call meetings a waste of time. Meetings, he says, are the medium of managerial work, the place leverage actually happens. The crime is never the meeting, it is the meeting with no defined output. Second idea, and you have felt this one even if you have never read the book, the one-on-one. Grove did not invent two people talking, but he canonized the weekly private meeting between a manager and each direct report, and he set the rules everyone still uses. It is the subordinates meeting, their agenda, their problems, and the manager's job is to listen and teach. His math, 90 East of minutes of your time can raise the quality of 2 weeks of theirs. If your company does one-on-ones today, you are living inside a page of this book. Third idea, the one that ends the style wars. Should you micromanage or delegate? Grove's answer, wrong question. The right question is how experienced this specific person is at this specific task. He calls it task-relevant maturity. A brilliant veteran doing something brand new needs structure, checklists, close attention. The same person on familiar ground needs you to vanish. Management style is not a personality you have. It is a dial you set, per person, per task, and reset constantly. Why does a 40-year-old book by a chip executive still matter? Because Grove wrote about management the way engineers write about systems. Inputs, limiting steps, leverage, output. No slogans, no charisma. And under it hums the biography. The refugee who learned that surviving means facing reality early. Running the company whose pivot from memory to microprocessors became the textbook case of doing exactly that. Read it in a week. It will change what you think your job is by Tuesday. High Output Management by Andrew Grove. The egg timer is running.